Okay, is this one going now? Okay, I think it's working. Can you see me? Who's here? Can you comment? All right, beautiful. Wonderful, I see Will is here. And if I write, can you see that? Wonderful. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I see 2 people in now. Awesome. Hi, that must be Shoshana. Or is that Shoshana's daughter? Awesome. Here we go. So I'm going to start out by starting with, you can't see me? A 10-ish second delay. Okay. Can't see or hear me. Testing, testing, testing. I'll write a practice problem on the board. Oh, you can hear me now. Beautiful. I can turn my mic up a bit if that helps. Can you hear me better now? Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so let me start. Thanks for one thing, thanks for coming to my live stream. Sorry it's been a little bit of a process getting it up and running, but I think that will do things out for the next time. I have a question up here as round off 347 to the nearest 100. Can you see that problem on the board? If there's a bit of a delay, then no worries. So rounding to the nearest 100 means that we are going to look at 347. We want to see if that is closer to 300 or is it closer to 400? Because if we write a little number line, let me draw a little number line. If we have 300 is over here, and we have 400 is over here, 350 would be right in the middle. And if our number is on the left-hand side of 350, then it would round to 300. If our number is on the right side of 350, that means it's closer to 400. We would round to 400. So you need it to be bigger. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. If I make my font like this, how is that? Is that better? Beautiful. Okay, so 347, that would be a little bit less than 350, so it would be over here for my 347. Let me do that in a different color. My 347 would be a little bit less than 350. So that means since it's to the left of 350, it would round to 300. Does that problem make sense? Rounding off 347 to the nearest 100. Awesome. I got another problem from William. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so if we were going to do, let me continue in that vein really quick and do another rounding problem. If we want to round off 359 to the nearest 100, we can do the same thing that we did last time and draw a number line, mark off 300 because that's the 100 less, mark off 400, that's the next 100 up, 350 is right in the middle. So 359, that would be a little bit bigger than 350, so it would be somewhere over here. Since it is closer to 400, it's to the right of 350, so it would round to 400. And that would be the answer to round off 359 to the nearest 100. Cool, very similar problem there. Another question that I got from you was can you explain how to use commas? So commas in numbers, you have to have a number bigger than 1,000 to even need commas. So say we have the number, let's just do 28479. So this is 28,479. If we start on the right-hand side of the number and we go in by 3 places, we want to put a comma before the third place. So this would be, this is the, or let me start over here. This is the ones digit. This would be the tens digit. The hundreds digit. This would be the thousands. So we want to put the comma between the hundreds digit and the thousands digit. That's where the first comma goes. And then if we have another 3 places to the left, we would put another comma. So like for example, if we had 4, 8, 7, 2, 5, 9, 3, we could put a comma here. We go 3 spaces in, put another comma, 3 spaces in, put another comma. So these commas mark off every time we go up another unit, another factor of 1,000. Does that make sense? You guys still with me? Okay. So now let me see if I can beautiful. Okay. So the next problem I'm going to do is a problem from Heather. So if Heather's kids are here, say hello if you want to. Let me write down your problem. It says, to rewrite the formula for the area of a triangle to solve for height. Let me type that in. Rewrite the formula for the area of a triangle to solve for height. Okay, so the formula for the area of a triangle is area is equal to 1/2 base times height. So it's 1/2. Let me write it the way that your book has it. 1/2 base times height. Anybody here from the Jones family? Say hello. So to solve this problem, to solve for height, what I like to do first is to clear any fractions that I have. So the way that we can clear a fraction is by multiplying by what is on the bottom. So I'm going to first multiply both sides of my equation by my denominator, which is 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And this 2 is on the numerator. This 2 is in the denominator. So that's a factor of the numerator and a factor of the denominator cancels out. Those two things cancel out. So I'm going to be left with 2a is equal to b times h. And I would have this 1 here on the top as well, but since multiplying by 1 doesn't change anything, I can just leave it off. So now I have 2a is equal to b times h. And to finish solving for h, I want to get h by itself and in the numerator. It's already in the numerator, so I need to get it by itself. The b that's multiplied by it, I can get rid of that by dividing both sides by b, because this b on top would cancel out with this b on bottom, and we would be left with 2a over b is equal to h. And I believe that is one of your answer choices, 2a over b. So that's how you would solve for height in the area of a triangle formula. Okay, awesome. Let me continue with William's question, and then I'll come back to division. How's everybody doing? Everybody still hear me okay? Do I still have a lag going on? Cool. All right, so William's problem says a person 100 meters from the base of a tree observes that the angle between the ground and the top of the tree is 18 degrees. Estimate the height h of the tree to the nearest tenth of a meter. So this is a right angle triangle problem. So I'll first draw a right triangle. And it says a person 100 meters from the base of the tree. So if this side over here, if this is the tree, and this is the person, this would be our 100 meters. And we said the angle between the ground and the top of the tree is 18 degrees. So that would be this angle right here is 18 degrees. We want to estimate the height of the tree to the nearest meter. So if this is the height of the tree, we would look at this problem and say, okay, here's my angle. I'm looking for the h, which is the opposite side. And I know the adjacent side here at 100 meters. So the relationship between the opposite side and the adjacent side is the function tangent. So this would be tangent of the angle, which is given as 18 degrees. Or let me just give the formula first. Tan of the angle is equal to the opposite over adjacent. Sides. And so plugging in what we know is that tan of 18 degrees is equal to opposite is our h, adjacent is the 100, because the opposite side is the side that's not touching the angle, so that would be the side opposite is the h. The adjacent side is the side that is touching the angle, but it's not opposite the 90-degree angle, because this is the hypotenuse over here. So this side is the adjacent side, and the h is the opposite side. So now what we want to do is to solve for h. Solve for h means we need to multiply both sides by 100. So that would be, let me move this over just a bit, times 100 times 100. This cancels out here, and it gives me h is equal to 100 times tan 18 degrees. this would be the exact answer, 100 times tan of 18, or we could use a calculator to approximate that solution. Just pulling up a calculator quickly. I get 100 times tan of 18. Make sure your calculator is in degrees because our angle is in degrees. And that gives me 32.49 approximately. And since the unit of the 100 is meters, this also would be meters. Did it say to round? Yeah, round to the nearest tenth of a meter. So rounding to the nearest tenth would actually be rounding to the 4, because that's the tenth place. The number to the right of it is a 9, which is greater than 5, so we would round it up to 32.5 meters. Final answer. Does that all make sense? Any questions, William? Looks like I'm getting another problem here. Wonderful. Let me actually, before I go to the next problem I've been given, let me go back to division. So pulling up some beginning division. So if we have a problem such as 4 divided by 2. So division, you can think of division as the first number is a number of items that you have. For instance, say we have 4 donuts. And the second number would be like the number of people that you are distributing or dividing up those donuts to. So this would be representing 2 people. So if we have 4 donuts and 2 people, how many donuts would each person get? So one way that we can do that is we can draw a little picture of a person. When we want to make sure that we are distributing these donuts evenly. So if we have this person and we have this person, we can start by giving a donut to this person. So this person has a donut. And then we want to be even, so we give this person a donut. So we've used 2 of our donuts. We have 2 more to give out. So we'll give this person a second donut and this person a second donut. So each person gets 2 donuts. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Because if this is 4 donuts divided into 2 people, then each person gets 2 donuts. Any questions on that one? Okay. Feel free to continue asking questions if you have any, but I'm going to go on to 6 divided by 3. No questions. Beautiful. So can you tell me what you think 6 divided by 3 is? 6 divided by 3. We have 6 donuts. We have 3 people. Those donuts were given out evenly to 3 people. How many donuts would each person have? So we have one person, a second person, a third person. We have start giving out the donuts evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've given out all 6 donuts. How many donuts does each person have? Looks like to me that each person has 1, 2 donuts. 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. So 6 divided by 3 is also 2. Okay. So let's go over to Betty's question. We have, how do you figure a tip percentage of 15% for a bill of $20? So let's try that one out. Feel free to put any questions if you have any questions. How do you figure a tip percentage of 15% for a bill of $20? So the first thing the way I would do this is I would split the tip percentage up into a 10% tip and a 5% tip, and then add them together. Because it's super easy to find 10% of a number. To find 10% of a number, you take the number and you move the decimal 1 place to the left. So 10% of $20 is $2. Then, once you find 10%, the way you find 5% is by taking your 10% and cutting it in half. So half of $2 is $1. Then you add those two amounts together. $2 plus $1 is $3. So your 15% tip for a bill of $20 is $3. So that's a little trick of how you find a tip percentage of 15%. If you wanted to do a 20% tip, you could do a 10% tip and then add another 10% tip. So that would be $2 plus $2, and that would be a 20% tip would be a $4 tip on $20 bill. Cool. Any questions on that one, Betty? I got another question from Betty relating to how much does it cost per ounce for a 16-ounce jar of pickles at $3.49. So a cost per ounce would be taking the cost of the total jar, dividing it by the number of ounces. So that would be 16 divided by 349. We could do this by hand, but it's a lot easier to just grab our calculator, type in 16 divided by 3.49, and I get that to equal 4. Oops, sorry, I wrote that backwards. I said the dollars divided by the ounces, and then I wrote the ounces divided by the dollars. Let me go back. 349 divided by 16. So this is cost per ounce is dollars divided by ounces. Cost per ounce. So let me do that one again. 349 divided by 16 is 0.218, or rounding that to the nearest cent would be 22 cents per ounce. So you're paying approximately 22 cents per ounce for that jar of pickles. Alrighty. You bet. 7 times 17. Thanks for that question, Michael. So we're going to do 7 times 17. So the way I like to do this is I write the number that has more digits on top. So 17 on top, and then times 7, written with the ones units on top of each other. So we start by doing the 7. We multiply it by the number on the right, the ones digit of the top number. So 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 7 is 49. That's a multiplication fact that you should have memorized. So we write the ones digit of that, the 9, down below the ones digits of our problem. So the 9 goes on bottom, and then we carry the 4 up above the tens digit. So this 9's digit was our ones unit, and the 4 is our tens unit. So 7 times 7 is 49. Then we do 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Then we add 4 to it. 7 plus 4 is 11. So then we can just write the 11 down below. And that gives us 17 times 7 is 119. 17 times 7 is 119. Any questions on that one? You're welcome. Okie dokes. Any other questions, anybody? You've got me. You've got my undivided attention. So just to review what we're doing here is I'm doing live homework help. So anybody who has any questions on elementary level to high school level homework questions. Right now I'm doing a math. I'll also be doing chemistry in the future. I'll also be doing a basic physics in the future. So subscribe to my channel to come back and get homework help. I'll help you walk through your homework questions. You're so welcome. All right, well, I think that is probably good for my debut math live stream. So make sure to send me any, you really need help with times, Okay, well, let's do another one. Let's do a practice of another multiplication problem. So let's see. What should we practice? Let's do 12 times 4. If we do 12 times 4, we write the number that has more digits on top multiplied by the number with less digits on bottom, and line up the ones digits. And we multiply the 4 times the 2, gives us 8. Write that down below our ones digits. Then we do the 4 times the 1, that's 4. Write that down below our tens digit. So 12 times 4 is 48. Sure, 8 times 19, absolutely. So I'm going to write the 19 on top and the 8 on bottom, lining up the ones digits. 9 times 18. So I'll first multiply the ones digits. 8 times 9. 8 times 9 is 72. So I put the ones digit down below my ones digits, that's the 2, and I'll carry my tens digit, that's the 7, because 8 times 9 is 72. Then I'm going to multiply my 8 times my tens digit, so that's going to be 8 times 1. 8 times 1 is 8, and then we add 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. We write that 15 down at the bottom. And so our answer is 152. 152 would be 8 times 9. Excuse me, 8 times 19. Oh, I guess you can't actually see that carried, the 7 there. Okay, awesome. So, JB Stanton, I went over your problems already. So, maybe we can review those. You can look at those after the live stream has concluded and come back with any questions for next time. Okay, awesome, guys. Well, thanks for joining me with my live stream. Oh, you heard them. Awesome. Cool. So, again, thanks for joining me with my live stream. I think I'm going to wrap this one up unless I see any more questions. And feel free to comment on my channel with any questions that you would like for me to work in the future that are math, chemistry, or basic physics related. And we can schedule a new live stream next time. All right, guys, well, happy studies and take care.